Greetings, I am Pillar Nexus, the Ancient Gladiator. Today with Pillar loves tabletop games. Today's episode is Space Dealer, a real-time space development and trade game. As part of the setup, you'll, each player will have their planet and ship and planet for the track itself. Let's set these aside and just keep knocking them over. Depending on the number of players, you'll need more sections. If you want to play with more than 4 players, you're going to need 2 sets of the game. I'm curious to see how that turns out. The goods cubes will start out here. The player markers will start in the red space. This is how you'll track victory points over the game. For the basic game, certain technologies will be taken out of the 2 and 3 decks. Each player will get a set of technology cards that will include 2 generators, a random depot, and a set of 3 mines. There will be 4 sets of mines created, so that each set is missing one of the 4 colors. So there'll be this set that's missing the red, another is missing yellow, another's missing green, another's missing blue. Out of those 6 cards, you will start with 1 generator face up to the left or right of your planet setup. So as part of the planet setup, you've got your little planet, the tech path, and where energized things can be set up. So setting up the generator here means things can be set up here and here and be usable. You'll need another player's color, a color that's not in the game, to go on the 1 space. You'll start with a mine of your choice, also in play, also charged up. Everyone will secretly pick one to start with. On the bottom of the cards that are oriented straight, top to bottom, there'll be a demand. Players will fulfill these demands by bringing goods cubes to you. And you can take goods cubes to other players to fulfill their demands. You cannot fulfill your own. The player fulfilling the demand will get the big points. The player owning the card gets the second points, the little one. The remaining 4 cards will be in a pile for you to choose from and plan later. Your ship starts out empty and is aimed right at your home world. And most importantly, you will have 2 sand timers. They're approximately 1 minute. I hope your patience is good for this game. Once everything is set up, you will need to establish a 30-minute timer. The game comes with an audio CD that includes instructional reference and a 30-minute track to run the game. You can always use a kitchen timer, a phone app. If you have access to none of these, what you might end up doing instead is just playing until someone places all 10 of their victory markers. That might be a longer than usual game, but in lieu of not having a timer available, it's something. But at some point, the timer will be set, and let's go. Go! and you get right to doing what you want to do. So what you can do is plan. You look at your own technology cards, and you can put them out in front to plan for what you want to build next. Building your other generator is a good idea for having more options for building and power things up. Building more mines gives you access to more resources to work with. Building a depot gives you a way to store cubes if your ship's not there. So we'll get to the way the mines work. But if you're planning to build these things, you'll do is you'll set them up here and here. And then when you're looking to actually start building them, you'll take your sand timers and you'll flip them over and put them on top. When the sand timers are empty, they will go to their new locations. You can take a sand timer and flip it upside down to move up your tech level by a point. As soon as the timer's empty, you move it forward. You do it again, you get up to level 2. And then you'll have to do it again, and then another time to get up to level 3. Instead of planning from your tech, or if you've run out of it, you can take the top 2 cards and choose one of them and put it into your planning. And then as soon as you have a sand timer available, you can place it, wait for it to finish, and then put it somewhere to your area. What these technologies will do. Some of them require 2 charging points. So say we've got the generator set up. So that powers up those 2 to set the multi-mine. You can cover certain cards to an extent. You can cover action. You cannot cover demand. The multi-mine lets you place the sand timer on it to mine. And again, whatever you mine has to either go to your depot or to a ship that is currently at the planet. It could be another player ship. If it means that they can have a good that will fulfill the demand that's already on your planet, that's a way for you to get points, even though it means not getting your goods to your own ship to go to other planets. Another thing that can be built is the city type cards. They provide 2 demand. They'll be connected so that the demand will be available. So let's say you have a mine out there, want to set it next to a mine. They require no energy to connect. You just have to be able to connect them to something. The next stage of energy is the solar satellite. You must already have the generator there in order to build over it and increase your energy production. You will need the solar satellite already built to build the fusion reactor and have the full power to do just about anything. So there's the converter. You put a good you wish to convert on it, along with the sand timer, and when it resolves, you exchange it for one of something else. I believe. let me make absolutely sure. Yeah. Yeah, it lets you change a good that's in your depot or on your ship at your world into something else. And so yeah, better power, better mine, better demand conversion. The mining complex gets you two of a resource, two of a good. Yeah, you'll start seeing like the real big points demands here, and then even bigger points in the third deck. Level 3 lets you access the big fusion mine, which lets you get two of one or two of another. The Mega City for even more points. Working like the Metropolis. Fusion reactor, of course. The fusion converter lets you change two goods to two of other goods. In the advanced game, there'll be cards like the Interstellar Rocket, which lets you shut down someone else's timer. The Tech Center gives you more planning space. The Orbital Station gives you the neutral ship. Robot factories for more sand timers. And the Transport Probe, which lets you send two goods to your ship that's already out there. Ships can have a maximum of 8 goods on them. And eventually, you're going to need to take, once you've got goods onto your ship, you're going to need to start moving it. So, what you do is, wherever your ship is, move it one space to the left or to the right. So, it'll go from your home planet to a neutral, then from the neutral to another player's planet. So, we go here, you'll take a sand timer, put it upside down, and when it's finished, the ship has arrived. It can drop off goods, it can trade with other players, it can fulfill demands. Then we can move it again with the sand timer, and it'll get there. You can start using you know, whatever demands the player had there. So let's say I produced the yellow and the blue for this card, and I put it on my ship, and I got my ship over there. I can fulfill that demand and get the points. Move up. Whenever you fulfill the demand, you take one of your markers and cover it. It can't be fulfilled anymore this game. If you place all 10 of your markers, that will end the game prematurely. Now you may find that your ship is has no goods on it. It can warp to any planet with the sand timer. So it gives you a way to get your ship back fast. And that's pretty much it. The advanced game also adds in the neutral world demand cards that you can drop off your goods and get points, and that takes that away. That's pretty much the game. Set the timer, get right going, use your sand timers to do stuff, make goods, develop technology, move your ships, and then at some point the timer's going to run out, and you're going to resolve any timers that are still um, in the process. Take your final actions. So if your ship was going to another planet with the time still ticking when the game ends, And it'll get there, it'll fulfill any last minute stuff. And then the player furthest along the points track will win. It's this is a game I picked up at the auction and it's like, what the hell is this game? It's just it's an interesting concept of you have real world time to manage. So this so that's why I'm gonna say that I like this game. It uses real world time and in using real world time, it's reminding me a lot of Eve Online. So anything that reminds me of Eve Online is all good with me. Of course, it's there's not having to worry about fighting pirates or anything. Yeah, Space Dealer. It's from 2006, and it's primarily in German language, but it does come with English rules. And again, with two sets, you can play with 8 players because on the back of each world is the other world. The back of each ship's the other ship. So with the two sets, you can have the 8 players this way, and it's just a fast experience of develop, mine, deliver, get your points. Try to reach demand before other people do. It's I'm gonna have to play this with someone and really see how well if I really like the game from that experience. But I'm already liking the concept, so I'm definitely gonna play it and probably hold on to it too, because I really can't think of any other game like this. You know, so using tabletop games using real world time that I can think of include Asteroids, uh, Fuse. If I remember correctly, the XCOM board game. It's just it's just an interesting approach, and it just sounds like so much fun. So yeah, check it out. It's Space Sailor. It's I have to see if the CD still works. Yeah, hopefully it's a game that sounds interesting to you. I know there's plenty of copies. I'm sure there's copies on eBay. Good luck at one. All right, thanks very much for watching. This is Pillar, and I'll see you next time.